every man's heart one day beats its final beat. And if what that man did in his life makes the blood pulse through the body of others, then his essence, his spirit, will be immortalized forever.
Listen to me, you're never heard from again.
I'm running from the past and I can't change the hands of time. There's no more turning back, cause I know I'm gonna make you mine. I'm running.
Just when they think they got the answers, I change the question.
Welcome to Clubhouse Dance Music Top 10 Countdown. Top 10 Countdown with your host, CPR Jose Ortiz.
It's CPR with you. Very special edition of CPR's Countdown. It's part 2 of CPR's Top 10 Male Freestyle Artists of the Decade. And joining me as my co-host this week, we have the man who landed at number 6, Angel Mena, put in a lot of work in the whole decade. Angel Mena, how did it feel to land at number 6 on the top 10 male artists of the decade?
I'll be honest, I didn't even picture myself on that because, to me, I'm my worst critic. So go ahead.
I went through all my archives for the last 10 years and I looked at who was putting in work from 2010 to 2020. These are the top 10 male artists that really attempted to do that in their own way. They carved their own path from 2010 to 2020. We talked about number 10, the king of freestyle, Stevie B, who, pretty much was just growing his brand, but at the same time, he was putting out freestyle content from 2010 to 2020. I mean, he started early.
He reinvented himself.
Yeah.
That's what he did.
Every time, with every release, there was a reinvention of some kind. Mm-hmm. From 2010, he was releasing his catalog, but then in 2012, he took part in this honing of an artist, your brother, Julio Mena's One Last Wish. He redid it, and, that allowed your brother to take that and market himself to also becoming part of this countdown and also flourishing. So it's old school artists reaching out and branching and touching another new school artist so they can branch out and touch other artists. Sort of like what you did. Willie Valentin, we talk about him all the time, and we'll be discussing him on this countdown, how he is the root of freestyle, especially in New England, and how the branches are the artists that he groomed. Sort of like yourself, Fred Nice, Julio Mena, Nathan, just a host of people, Jay Allums, and all of you are part of this countdown for the most part and have learned from him.
Yes, I learned a lot from Will.
Yeah,
Even now, we have conversations. We had lunch the other day, and we learn from each other still to this day. There's never a day that we don't stop growing. So, the minute we think we've made it, that's when you fall off.
So number 10 was Stevie B. Number 9, Alex Zuniga, Latin Nation. Yeah. Now, people sit back and are like, I can't believe he made your countdown. Well, really.
He put in the work.
He put in a lot of work.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at my CPR's Clubhouse Black Book here. He put out 3 compilations, 2013, 2016, and 2017. I always talk about how freestyle artists who have talent, they sit and they wait for other people to put out their material. And so it happened with you. when you put out your compilations on NSR volumes 1 through 1000, right? It happened with Alex Zuniga Latin Nation. He put out Hidden Gems in a class of our own, volumes 1, 2, and 3. He allowed a lot of people to hone their skills. He teamed up with Artie Rodriguez, another person that not only helped you, but helped him.
Yeah, I mean, I've I say it all the time. I don't ever take credit for my success. I had great mentors, Artie, Willie, Freddie the Edit taught me some stuff as well. Edwin Ramos, I learned from him being in the studio with him, and listening to his product over the years. So, like I said, you always have to learn. You have to keep learning. Even Jay and I, we bounce ideas off of each other. So. And that guy's the hottest guy in freestyle right now. So
absolutely. So right now we're gonna continue on with the top 10 male artists of the decade. As we recap it for you: number 10, Stevie B; number 9, Alex Zuniga Latin Nation; number 8, Julio Mena; number 7, George Lamond; number 6, my guest Angel Mena. And you call his name and he shows up. Jay Adams recorded one song back in 2012. And that was You Are the One. That was the only song that he ever released in the entire decade. Okay? But his contributions to freestyle are ridiculous.
Yes.
And he has a catalog that he built from 2010 all the way to 2020, working with people like Brenda K. Starr, George Lamond, TKA, most recently, George Anthony, Jay Mazur, Aki Star, Shy. There's just a huge list.
The new stuff that he got coming out too. It's crazy.
Yeah, he got tons of new music coming out in 2020 with Pure Pleasure. He has songs from Jenny Renee, of course. Worked with Stevie B on his old album. So a person that lands at number 5 is Jay Adams because of the fact that he meant so much to the decade, and he continues to mean a lot to the community as well. And he's only growing. He's only more on demand now. And he absolutely deserves number 5 on the top 10 male artists of the decade in the freestyle category.
I absolutely agree. Absolutely.
It's CPR with you. These are the top 10 male freestyle artists of the decade. Here's number 5 is Jay Adams, the artist who became the hottest producer of the decade. This song right here comes from CPR's Clubhouse, Freestyle Madness, The Elite, and this is You Are the One.
miss you, girl. I won't break your heart. 'Cause girl, you are the one, bright like the sun. I know, girl, that your heart's been broken many times. Trust in me, we will succeed, girl. You are the one, bright like the sun. I know, girl, that your heart's been broken many times. Trust in me, we will succeed, girl. You are the one.
And CPR's top 10 male freestyle artists of the decade. At number 10, Stevie B. Number 9, Alex Zuniga, Latin Nation. Number 8, Julio Mena. At number 7, GL George Lamond. Number 6, Angel Mena. And in the background, number 5 is Jay Allums. And this is You Are the One. Here comes number 4. At number 4 is the group TKA with frontman K7. And this is True Love, produced by Jay Allums and released by the frontman from TKA, K7. And CPR's top 10 male freestyle artists of the decade. Here's number 4, TKA.
I don't wanna make you cry, girl. Just pay attention to these words. May not be the richest man, girl, but I still need to be heard. I've lived a life so full of promise, squandered all I afford to have. When the world had made me heartless, I wandered off the beaten path. I searched for love in many places, played some games and times I wasted, to find a love that keeps you grounded. But in your arms I found it. You are my true love, my out of the blue love. You are the reason that I still believe in love. And I'm in love with you. In love with you. In a world of liars being honest, sometimes the only thing that does make sense. Let me confess that in my darkest moments, humility has been my only friend. No, I don't have all the answers, but I will lay it on the line. I'm not one to ask for second chances. I'm just hoping now to change my life. I search for love in many places, play some games and times I wasted, to find a love that keeps you grounded. But in your arms I found it. You are my true love, my out of the blue love. You are the reason that I still believe in love. And I'm in love with you. In love with you.
You're listening to Clubhouse Dance Music.
I search for love in many places, play some games and times I wasted, to find a love that keeps you grounded. But in your arms I found it. You are my true love, my out of the blue love. You are the reason
CPR's Top 10 Male Freestyle Artists of the Decade. At number 5, Jay Alams, who happens to produce this track for the male artists who land at number 4, is TKA with frontman K7. And in 2010, they set it off with the song Set It Off. In 2011, they released a remix to When Will I See You Again. When Will I See You Again was the last song that was supposed to be released for TKA on Tommy Boy Records, but they folded. They never released it. They actually have a Willie Valentine remix that he did that was never released, and they had it in English and Spanish. Also, 2014, they released Live My Life, the freestyle remix. Also, Freestyle Party, Do or Die, one of my favorites. And then the 30th. One more time here. We got Angel Mena in the studio, and he's not speaking into the mic. So.
Oh, I'm sorry. I said that Freestyle Party record is one of my favorite records. I love that record. It's a good it's a feel good record, which is something that is missing in the genre a lot of times. You know, even for myself, you know, I read a lot of depressing stuff. So to hear a record like that, where you know it's essentially, to me, Freestyle Party is the summertime, like you know, the Will Smith Summertime record,
yes,
but to freestyle.
I completely agree, and people don't understand the content, the great content that TKA has put out in the last decade. Again, 2010, Set It Off. 2011, When Will I See You Again? Then the Freestyle Party, Live My Life, and Do or Die Now or Never. In 2016, they released the 30th anniversary album, the most underrated freestyle album of all time, because they released it, and of course, you know, because of what's going on in the community, people didn't appreciate that album. But there's so many great songs on there. The first freestyle song to ever tackle Alzheimer's disease is TKA featuring George Lamond, Mama.
Getting chills just thinking about it.
It's an amazing song. You got to hear the words to this song, and it gets me choked up when I talk about it.
I'm getting choked up now. You talking about it too. All right, let's move on to the next song.
But the bottom line is that TKA put out a lot of content. And again, this song Mama has to do with Alzheimer's disease, and I'm going to play it for you so you know that it's a song that you definitely needed to support. It's TKA with George Lamond, and we're also going to get into Freestyle Party. One of the songs that I really loved on the album, released in 2016, is Take Me As I Am, which he's answering the critics, and he's there to let them know, you know, there are a lot of people spreading rumors and lies, but, you know, whether you like it or not, you're going to take me as I am. I love this album. I play this album all the time. So right now we're going to continue on with the artists that landing at number 4, TKA on CPR's Top 10 Male Artists of the Decade 2010 to 2020. This one right here is a little slowed down, but it's TKA featuring George Lamond. This is called Mama, the first freestyle song to tackle Alzheimer's. Check this out.
Mama, it's me. It's your baby boy, the one who learned to run, the one you taught to love. Do you recognize me? Or does it all fade away? Your mind just ain't the same. Tell me, mama, do you know? Just say my name. Mama, look at me. Please respond to me. It's the child that you brought into this world. I'm lonely. Do you recognize me? Or does it all fade away? Your mind just ain't the same. Tell me, mama, do you notice me? Road might be long, but just hold on, I'll guide you. Heartbroken and lost, but I'll stand right beside you. Mama, I'm weary, I'm so confused. I wanna take away the pain, but don't know what to do. Do you recognize me? Or does it all fade away? Your mind just ain't the same. Tell me, mama, do you notice me? Mama, Mama, don't forget me. Mama, don't forget me. Mama, please remember. Please remember. Mama, keep on fighting. Keep on fighting. Don't let go of the memories. You know it's me, I'm crying. Tell me, mama, do you notice me?
Bong bong bong, delele, delele, bong bong, delele, bong bong bong, delele, delele, bong bong bong, delele, bong bong bong. We're gonna have fun with this. Bong bong bong, delele. Check it out. Bong bong bong, delele, delele, bong bong. We're gonna groove to it. Let's go.
Not looking for love. Just looking for a good time, good time. Not looking for love, not looking for love. Just wanna have a good time, good time. Let's put our drinks up, toast to the good life. Let's put our drinks up, toast to the good life. Let's put our drinks up, toast to the good life. Put 'em up, toast to the good life. I feel so good, I feel so free, feel so free. The sun is shining down on me, down on me. Hey. Surrounded by my family, family. And free from all my enemies, enemies. Let's put our drinks up, toast to the good life. Let's put our drinks up, toast to the good life. Let's put our drinks up, toast to the good life. Put 'em up, toast to the good life. The world can't get us down today, down today. Let's throw all of our cares away, cares away. Hey. Let's get this money, let's get paid, let's get paid. The hell with what these haters say, haters say. Hey. Let's put our drinks up, toast to the good life. Let's put our drinks up, toast to the good life. Let's put our drinks up, toast to the good life. Put 'em up, toast to the good life. Shake your body down, shake your body to the ground, baby. Shake your body now, shake your body to the ground, baby. Shake your body down, shake your body to the ground, baby. Shake your body now, shake your body to the ground, baby. Not looking for love, just looking for a good time, good time. Not looking for love, not looking for love. Just wanna have a good time, good time. Let's put our drinks up, toast to the good life. Let's put our drinks up, toast to the good life. the truth. Now that you know the truth, I'll never compromise. Even if you trick the world with your lies, just know I'll never change a thing. I'm never gonna change a thing. Take me as I am. Take me as I am, baby. All the things I am. All the things I am, baby. Take me as I am. Just judge the life that I live today. And living yesterday. Why must you be this way? You're lost and you're blaming me. You're always blaming me. I'm moving on in time. Leaving you with all your stories and lies. Just know I'll never change a thing. I'm never gonna change a thing. Take me as just take me as I am, baby. All the things I am. All the things I am, baby. Take me as I am. Take me as I am. All the things I am. You gotta take me as I am. Take me as I am. All the things I am. You gotta take me as I am. Take me as I am. I don't gotta prove a thing to you. You gotta take me as I am. Take me as I am. I don't gotta prove a thing to you. You gotta take me as I am. Me as I am. Take me as I am. Take me as I am. All the things I am. You gotta take me as I am.
We're counting down the top 10 male freestyle artists of the decade 2010 to 2020. Number 4, TKA. And you just heard Take Me As I Am from their 30th anniversary album. I'm here live with Angel Mena. He's joining me here in the studios. He landed at number 6. Now, let me ask you, how many NSR compilations are there?
Honestly, I was thinking about this morning, and I don't. And for fans, forgive me. The last 2 or 3 years of my life were, were a little crazy. So I don't ever remember releasing Volume 4.
I have Volume 4.
Okay. I don't have a copy, and I'm thinking to myself, I don't think I put it on digital either.
No, you put it on CD, limited press.
Yeah.
If you got it, you got it. If you didn't, you missed out. But I do have it, and and you did put out Volume 4. It was never digitally released. So 1, 2, and 3 are available on digital distribution form.
I'm gonna need a copy of that so I can upload it onto
digital
digital distribution.
So again, Angel Mena doesn't even remember that he released 4 compilations. And he landed at number 6. But let's recap for a second. We're talking about the top 10 male freestyle artists of the decade, 2010 to 2020. They put in the most work. They moved the music forward. They did everything in their power to help others. They just carved their own path for 10 years. And so we're trying to give them some credit on this show. At number 10, the king of freestyle, CVB, did a lot for our music in 10 years. We discussed that previously. Number 9, Alex Zuniga, Latin Nation, given countless opportunities to others, but also personally, he's improved.
Yeah.
I love Better Than Me. I love Anything. He was very excited that we gave him the spot, and you deserve it, sir. You earned it, especially with me giving him a hard time all this time.
No, he definitely he put in the work, and he did what he needed to do to, like you said, to carve his name, in the books, and he did just that.
Absolutely. At number 8, Julio Mena, the Melody Monster. We were talking about where he, ended up, because I remember pushing him before I pushed you. You came a little bit after. I was pushing a lot of his underground stuff.
Yeah.
And he had put some stuff on CDR, and he was just giving the music away.
I remember.
And then one moment he's like, I'm not doing this anymore.
Yeah.
Right? And then George Anthony came along, and it's like, we're doing this song together. And then he's working with everyone. You know what I mean? Angel better be like, I'm going to work with Jennifer Jimenez. 20 minutes later, Julio's already working with Jennifer Jimenez. You know what I mean? And nothing to rehash, and we're just having fun here. But He ended up like in 20 different places, you know, your brother.
Yeah.
He landed on, first he landed on 6 Cents. Then he went from 6 Cents to Todd Terry. Then from Todd Terry to Micmac. Then from Micmac
He's
to
on Cutting now.
Cutting Records.
He's on Cutting now.
And that was his
and he
decade.
He actually has a distribution deal through Cutting. He's the new Mark Milan is on Melody Monster. All the Diddle D stuff is Melody Monster. I was signed to Melody Monster I'm still signed to Melody Monster. Angel Mena is signed to Melody Monster until I still got a few months left on that deal. But
yeah, I saw that. I was like, oh, this is great. They got together. Oh, this is great. They're not together. But that's the effort and that's the work that he's put in.
Yeah.
So he deserves his spot.
Oh, absolutely.
Number 7, George Lamond. What can we say about George Lamond that hasn't been said before? Not only did he celebrate 25 years of doing freestyle and Battle of the Heart, but he put on this huge concert. And not only that, he mentored George Anthony.
Yeah.
He also helped the genre. He did collaborations with TKA. Frankie J.
That song was amazing.
Right? Very underrated as well. The community is always talking about, these old school freestyle artists that want to put out new material. They put out new material.
But the fans don't embrace them because they don't want to. I mean, from what I see, they're stuck in the past. And unfortunately, that's the reality of this situation because, like you said earlier, TKA, K7, they put out monster stuff. Stevie B's put out stuff as well. George Lamond, he redid Cry for Love.
Yep.
He did the collaboration with Frankie J. Frankie J did a collaboration with Stevie B as well, didn't he?
Absolutely, yes.
So it's like,
he did George Lamond, since we're talking about him at this time, at number 7, we saw him redo in 2017, Where Does That Leave Love? Because that song was not available anywhere digitally.
No.
So he recreated the whole entire thing for a new generation.
Yeah.
And so, again, he closed out 2019 with Now That It's Over, a duet with George Anthony. And so, again, we're counting down the top 10 male artists of the decade. And number 10, Stevie B. Number 9, Alex Zuniga, Latin Nation. Number 8, Julio Mena. Number 7, George Lamond. Number 6, Angel Mena. And we could talk about Angel Mena's contributions for a day here. But from 2011 on, he put in work, compilation after compilation. He helped a lot of people. He built artists like Taina. Taina was having a difficult time finding that groove, and you found it for her. Who can forget Gabriella?
Yeah.
Temptation.
That was a great record.
That was an amazing record.
That one together.
Yeah. You were that producer for that time. That a 3-4 year span. They were like Angel Mena High in Demand. You were like to the point where it's like I need a vacation. You took 2 years off.
Yeah.
And you ended 2019 with a brand new song, Broken Love, and people are really taking to it now. I played it yesterday. I had a bunch of women on the chat like, I love this song. So you know what's going to happen. There goes your DMs for the day.
You just got me in trouble. You realize that, right?
Hey, listen, that's the life of you having an artist as a significant other. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Number 5, of course, Jay Adams. Jay Adams released one song, CPR's Clubhouse Freestyle Man is the Elite. He released a song on the compilation, You Are the One. He also assisted me in reproducing and remixing Jennifer Jimenez. Mm-hmm. You were a big part of that album. You helped me produce.
Yeah, I did the BB track.
The BB track.
Yeah.
I got one of your songs on there, I Deserve.
Yeah.
And we could talk about your catalog for 4 days, too. And so, Jay Adams absolutely deserved the number 5 spot because he ended 2019 and it continues on in 2020 being the most...
he literally produced the top 3 songs.
Yeah, no, he produced the top 5 songs of 2019. He did Aki Star.
Yes, okay.
And so Voices in My Head.
Uh-huh.
Number 4 was Johnny O, My One and Only.
Yeah, so he did the top 5. Yeah,
number 3 was Shy, With All My Heart. Number 2, number 2,
hullabaloo.
George Anthony. And number 1, Jenny Renee. So he did all top 5 for 2019. And like I said, he's been on fire. That's all I can say.
You can't deny the man. He's put in the work, and I've heard some of the new stuff that he's got coming out. The new Jay Mazur is amazing. I love the track. I was blessed to be able to hear. Did I say that wrong?
Jay Mazur is fine, but I love the Jay Mazur.
Oh, I don't know if I said his name wrong. I always worry about saying his name
it's
wrong.
Jay Mazur.
Okay.
So Jay Mazur, great song. I heard a clip of Jasmine Dennis' song with Jay Adams actually singing in it. And I also heard a clip of the George Anthony song for 2020. But the song that took the front lines for me, that, I heard the George Anthony, I was like, he's the front runner for 2020. I'm going to take that back. I'm sorry, GA. But that Pure Pleasure song that I heard, and they haven't come up with a title. Is it either going to be called Black and White or In My Dreams or whatever they decide?
Right.
The song is absolutely bananas. And I can't wait to play it for you, the audience. But congratulations to Jay Adams. He was number 5. Number 4, TKA, putting out quality freestyle content for 10 years. Set it off in 2010. We did a Josie Santos remix for CPR's Clubhouse Freestyle Man is the Elite. Live My Life, Freestyle Party, Do or Die. The TKA 30th Anniversary album featuring Dedicated, Mama, Take Me As I Am. And they did a remake and a tribute to Kiss, Beth. And that's a song that was never released, but it's a song that was underground, and they released it. I love the song. I think they did a great job. We got 3 more to count down here on this special edition of CPR's Countdown, the top 10 male freestyle artists of the decade. Now, this guy right here, he set off the decade twice. First, he set it off 10 years before with Without You, and then 10 years later with the Running Redux. Yeah. And so 10 years apart with his partner Carlos After Dark Barrios, there's not a person that had a bigger boom than Sammy Zone. And he did it in a 10-year span, but he did it in a way where he was undeniable, to the point now where he worked his way into being at most Fever shows now.
Yes.
And you know how difficult that is.
Yeah, he's a part of the Fever roster. He put in his work, and he's at a lot of the shows. He's performing at a lot of the shows.
Let me get personal for a second. There were a lot of years that they made fun of Sammy Zone because they said, oh, this guy's selling tickets so he can perform. But after 10 years, now he's like, we're booking him. And not only is he still wanting to sell tickets, because he likes his side hustle, but he's getting the salary for performing, the salary for selling tickets, and that's the guy that you got to admire.
He's another example of putting in the work. He put in the work, and we all know he loves to hustle. Like, you can't tell Sammy he can't do something, because he'll go out and do it big. You know what I mean? So,
not only that, but the resurgence of vinyl. There were people putting out vinyl, right? Yeah. But when Carlos After Dark Barrios and Sammy Zone got together to put out the Running Redux vinyl, people that don't have record players were buying this vinyl just to have the vinyl.
Yeah.
And this happened in 2018. And this song went for 2 years, from 2018 to 2019. And it's still going. Mm-hmm. It was on the countdown for 2 years.
It's a great song.
It's a great song. So big shout outs going out to Sammy Zone. This is the Spanglish version. He went out and he got this song translated into Spanish by one of the Barrio Boys.
I'll be honest, I love the original, but the redoing it in Spanish was a masterstroke. It was unbelievable. When I heard it in Spanish, I was like, wow.
So right now we're going to count down the top 10 male freestyle artists of the decade, and here is the man who lands at number 3.
I'm running from the past and I can't change the hands of time.
It's CPR with you. This is the top 10 male freestyle artists of the decade. Here's number 3. This is Sammy Zone, the Running Redux, the Spanish extended version right here on Clubhouse Dance Music and the CPR's Clubhouse podcast.
Number 3.
I played the fool time after time. Ignored all the signs. Even when they told me, I refused to believe it. Cause I was so caught up into you. I was blinded. But now I can see things clear. We both know it was never me. But we'll play a game. And I'll let you see who's running back to who.
You're listening to Clubhouse Dance Music.
caught in the trap. You were the best that I had. Now I miss your face. Stuck in this place, trying to keep up the pace. What could I do? Lost without you. Love won't fit if it's not true. Some way, somehow, we'll work it out.
I'll never leave you
now. Every little movement, every little itty bitty thing you're doing. Every word said, every point proven. Race for the chance to keep this love grooving. Look how I react. Fighting for this love to stay intact. Come on.
I'll come back and find you. I'll never leave you now.
CPR's Top 10 Male Freestyle Artists of the Decade. It's Sammy Zone. At number 3, Sammy Zone. And this is the Running Redux. As we continue on, it's a New York thing, baby. Named of myself. You get it? A New York thing, anything. It's Sammy Zone and G.A. George Anthony. This is Anything, the DJ Porky remix.
Number 3.
If I could be what you offer me, I would have all that I need. So please let me show you that this love will never die. 'Cause you know you make me feel like I'm going out my mind. Girl, you know you got me crazy. I would climb the highest mountain for you, girl. I would catch a falling star just for you, girl. Anything you want, anything you need, I'll give the world to you. I would climb the highest mountain for you, girl. I would catch a falling star just for you, girl. Anything you want, anything you need, I'll give the world to you. Yo quiero ser todo lo que tú deseas en tu vida. No rechaces amor. Trata de comprender que eres todo para mí y me voy a enloquecer. Si no te tengo, no puedo vivir. Haría todo para sentir tu calor. Movería mil montañas para tu amor. Todo lo que quieras, todo que deseas, mi mundo es para ti. Haría todo para sentir tu calor. Movería mil montañas para tu amor. Todo lo que quieras, todo que deseas, mi mundo es para ti.
You're listening to Clubhouse Dance Music.
Cause you know you make me feel y me voy a enloquecer. Girl, you know you've got me crazy. I will climb the highest mountain for you, girl. I will catch a falling star just for you, girl. Anything you want, todo que deseas, I'll give the world to you. Haría
It's Sammy Zone, number 3 on the top 10 male freestyle artists of the decade 2010 to 2020. And CPR with you, along with Angel Mena. Number 10, Stevie B. Number 9, Alex Zuniga, Latin Nation. Number 8, Julio Mena. Number 7, George Lamond. And at number 6, Angel Mena himself, our special guest. At number 5, Jay Adams. Number 4, TKAK7. And at number 3, Sammy Zone. Kind of ironic that Sammy Zone did a duo with George Anthony, because George Anthony lands at number 2 on the top 10 male freestyle artists of the decade. Now, no one has put in as much as George Anthony has in the last decade. There are people that fail in comparison. This guy never sleeps.
No, he really doesn't.
The guy is everywhere. 1 minute he's in Connecticut, the next minute he's in Massachusetts, then Chicago. I don't know how he does it. And, the day that we did our countdown for the year, after we were done with the countdown, he's like, yo, I'm here. You guys want to have breakfast? You know what I mean? And I was like, what do you mean you're here? Yeah, we're going to pick up Jay Mazur at the airport.
Yeah.
Meet us in Connecticut. I'm like, that's ridiculous. Like, and then you look at his social media page, he's in Florida, and then 20 minutes later, he's, Alaska, I think I saw him. And then Julio. George Anthony, number 2 on the top 10 male freestyle artists of the decade. In 2010, he released If Only on Freestyle Parade 2010. In 2012, he brought out Julio Mena. In 2013, Summer Love featuring Molly Mays. The next year, it was a duet with Naija Heartbreaks. And in 2015, that was the year that G.A. George Anthony ruled freestyle with Nothing Like Your Love. He released his album in 2015, and it has become the standard here 5 years later. In 2017, he released Chance to Love. And of course, in 2019, the smash hit that we're going to play for you right now, it's Now That It's Over. It's G.A. George Anthony featuring George Lamond, and Now That It's Over is the number 2 song in the entire year of 2019. Once again, is the top 10 male freestyle artist of the decade. The man who landed at number 2 for 2019 is also number 2 on the top 10 male freestyle artists of the decade. This is G.A. George Anthony, and Now That It's Over.
Number 2.
It's over now.
weekend. CPR Jose Ortiz is in the building. Gem and freestyle in New England. And now, the world. Dance music. Clubhouse dance music. Your number one source for everything freestyle. Number 2.
So many times in my life, I search my heart and try to understand how you got away from me. And now I go through my life, living a lie, not wanting to believe that you're just a memory. And after all this time, you're still a part of me. I can't help the way I feel, so I keep holding on. Summer love, I'll never let you go. Summer love, there's something you should know. Summer love remains. Those seasons come and go, you will always be my summer love. I'll never let you go. Summer love, there's something you should know. Summer love remains. Those seasons come and go, you will always be my summer love. I still remember those nights when we would walk. I still can see your face, like it was just yesterday. There are no words I could say. I tried so hard, I tried to make you stay, but it didn't work out that way. And as my life goes by, your love stays on my mind. You are the only one that touches this heart of mine. Summer love, I'll never let you go. Summer love, there's something you should know. Summer love remains. Those seasons come and go, you will always be my summer love. I'll never let you go. Summer love, there's something you should know. Summer love remains. Those seasons come and go, you will always be my summer love.
You know it. You know it. It's smelling haze, got me crazy in the days. I hate the fact that it keep changing seasons. Look at me now, I'm all dollar for no reason. You know it. Sometimes I feel I got too much space to breathe in. I need that love back. I need that love
Summer
back.
love, I'll never let you go. Summer love, there's something you should know. Summer love remains. Those seasons come and go, you will always be my summer love. I'll never let you go. Summer love, there's something you should know. Summer love remains. Those seasons come and go, you will always be my summer love.
It's the top 10 male freestyle artists of the decade. Number 2 is G.A. George Anthony, and this is A Chance to Love.
I see you've been alone for far too long. I'm right here waiting for the chance to notice me. Do you ever see yourself with me? Every thought of you just makes my day. Even when we talk, words can't explain. All I wanna do is to make you mine. So girl, make me yours. And would you be my baby, my lover, everything your heart desires? Give me that one chance to love you, baby. And would you be my baby, my lover, everything your heart desires? Give me that one chance to love you, baby. So many things I love, even when you smile. There's no one like you. You're the joy in my life.
When I'm around you, you bring the best of me. That's why I need you.
Every thought of you just makes my day. Even when we talk, words can't explain. All I wanna do is to make you mine. So girl, make me yours. And would you be my baby, my lover, everything your heart desires? Give me that one chance to love you, baby. And would you be my baby, my lover, everything your heart desires? Give me that one chance to love you, baby. Every thought of you just makes my day. Even when we talk, words can't explain. All I wanna do is to make you mine. So girl, make me yours. And would you be my baby, my lover, everything your heart desires? Give me that one chance to love you, baby. And would you be my baby, my lover, everything your heart desires? Give me that one chance to love you, baby.
It's George Anthony and A Chance to Love. He's number 2 on CPR's Top 10 Male Freestyle Artists of the Decade. Let's recap it for you. At number 10, Stevie B. Number 9, Alex Zuniga, Latin Nation. Number 8, Julio Mena. And number 7, George Lamond. Number 6, Angel Mena. Number 5, Jay Adams. Number 4, TKA. Number 3, Sammy Zone. And number 2, G.A. George Anthony. Now, there's no doubt on who is number 1. Who is the number 1 artist of the decade. He's been the number 1 artist of the decade in the new school category since the mid-90s, right? Yeah, absolutely. Actually, what, 2 decades? 3? He's going on his third. He's going on his 3rd decade, and this year he celebrates his 50th birthday. And we're talking about Willie Valentine. Nothing happens in new school freestyle without Willie Valentine, period. Okay, if you talk about...
Honestly, there wouldn't be a new school if it wasn't for Willie. That's a fact. Artistic Records, what he created with Artistic Records was never duplicated. And I don't think it ever will be.
So we talk about a tree, right? We talk about the root. Willie Valentine is the root of freestyle, and everyone he touches become his branch. You are a branch. So Artistic, Willie Valentine created a branch in Angel Mena, who created his own branch in NSR Recordings, right? Mm-hmm. And your brother, touch your brother's life, you know, who and then embarked in his own career as well. And, you know, we can go forward in time and talk about George Anthony, talk about his own daughter, Lily Rose. In 2019, she released Magical, and she is a talented kid. His wife, the Princess of Style, Miss Cynthia Figueroa. We could talk about Lorenzo Delon. We could talk about some of the greatest.
That record was that Don't Turn Your Love Away set it off. It completely, that set off the artistic movement. From that point, when I first heard Don't Turn Your Love Away in the car, when Willie showed us that song, I knew we made the right decision in signing with him. And I knew that that I knew freestyle was going to change for the better at that point.
He released No One Like You in 2016. He released Freestyle Parade 2010 and 2010, obviously. He released his album in 2012, It's My Life, which had a great remake of After All with his wife. To this day, probably the number one song that's being played on any freestyle couple's wedding.
Oh, yeah.
Also, on your compilation, he released Why.
Yes.
One of my favorites. Because you produced it and he sang it. I thought it was a great combination.
Yeah, I was talking about that yesterday. I wrote the record, and he has so much faith in me that I sent him the instrumental, I sent him the lyrics, I sent him the ghost track, and he went and he did it, no questions asked. Like that, he'll forever have my loyalty, just as he has my loyalty just like I have his. You know what I mean? It's one of those things.
In 2014, he celebrated 20 years of One True Love Affair, released in 1994 on Honorable Records, then re-released again on Tasmania, and he did a brand new version of One True Love Affair for 2014. He recorded the video here in Springfield, Massachusetts. Again, we could sit here and actually talk about all the contributions that Willie Valentine has had, especially in New England. Pose, Marisol, CPR's Clubhouse, Freestyle Madness.
Yeah.
It wouldn't happen. It wouldn't have happened without him. Willie Valentine, again, touches everything. And right now, we're going to bring you back in time to 2014 as he remade the 20th anniversary of One True Love Affair. And CPR with you. These are the top 10 male freestyle artists of the decade. And this one tops them all. Mr. Number One himself. Nothing touches new school freestyle without the consent of the man that's been keeping it alive for 2 going on 3 decades. It's Willie Valentine, the number 1 top male freestyle artist of the decade.
This is another Valentine production.
My love, you're the one I'm thinking of in my mind. Tell me, do you feel the same? Darling, do you feel the pain in my heart? And now I have the peace of mind to tell you that I want you here forever. 'Cause you're the one that I adore. Take my hand, girl, I'll take you to the stars above. You're my one true love. I must go on, believing that I'm true and you will laugh forevermore. And tell me that you want me, baby, I need you so. Right here, right now, my love. One true love affair. Here I say that you want me. If it's true, then let us stay together. Can't you see a true love that is meant to last forever?
Number one. Number one.
You're my one true affair.
It's CPR's Top 10 Male Freestyle Artists of the Decade. At number 10, Stevie B. Number 9, Alex Zuniga, Latin Nation. Number 8, Julio Mena, the Melody Monster. At number 7, George Lamond. Number 6, Mr. NSR himself, Angel Mena. At number 5, Jay Adams. At number 4, TKA with frontman Cake 7. Number 3, Sammy Zone. Number 2, GA, George Anthony. And in the background, the number 1 Male Freestyle Artist of the Decade, Willie Valentine. And we celebrate 50 years of Willie on Friday, January 24th, right here in Springfield, Massachusetts, at the Aquarius Nightclub, 1217 State Street in Springfield, featuring Willie Valentine and a host of others. Well, Springfield, that about wraps it up for us right here on Clubhouse Dance Music and the CPR's Clubhouse podcast, leaving you
Another Valentine production
with Willie Valentine. And this is No One Like You, released in 2016. Talk to you soon. And remember, it's not who you love, it's how.
Clubhouse Dance Music. Dance music. Dance music. Dance music. Clubhouse Dance Music.
You're listening to Clubhouse Dance Music.
Number one. Number one.
Without you, I don't know where I'd be. Your soul keeps me strong. Your love just helps me breathe. And after all this time, I still melt when you smile. Your kisses drive me wild. I'm so grateful that you're mine. There's no one like you, a dream that's come true. Forever you'll be mine. No one like you, an angel so true. Forever by my side. Close to me, feels so right. There's no one quite like you. No one, no one, no one. Forever is the promise we've made. I'll never let go of this love. There's just no way. It feels so good inside to know that you are mine. I hope this makes you smile, 'cause you still drive me wild. 'Cause there's no one like you, a dream that's come true. Forever you'll be mine. No one like you, an angel so true. Forever by my side. Close to me.
101.7 FM, WTCC, and WTCC HD Springfield.
And after all this time, with that smile, it still drives me wild. Just stay forever mine.